YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy GoMail back with another video. Today's video surprisingly isn't about an artist who I'm saying is not good or an artist that I'm saying is underrated. Today we're going to be talking about a specific genre, and that is hyperpop rage, or more specifically just rage music in general. Now, rage music has surprisingly been around longer than you think. We actually got our first glimpse at it, but we didn't know it was technically this at the time with the song Woke Up Like This with Carti and Uzi. I think it's just the fact that Pierre is such a great producer and that he's this capable of making something so ahead of time, and that we look back on it today, it's just like, this actually kind of fits in this category. And before the genre would really take off, we also got a few more glimpses of it with songs like Time Flies with Rico Nasty and Hello Kitty with Trippie Redd and Sunny 2.0. Then late 2020 starts to roll in. It is August 2020 and Ken Carson has just dropped a music video for Yale. And now obviously Carti is the reason why a lot of people started to do rage, but let's not take away from Ken's influence in the underground. And after all, he did produce the 4th track on Whole Lotta Red, Bino. And when listening to the beat, it sounds like something that Ken would use. And also right before Whole Lotta Red would drop, Sofego will release what I think is his breakout single, Off the Map, which is probably still one of the best rage songs till this day. So yeah, when people talk about the rage genre and how oversaturated it got, I can understand how people got tired of it, but at the same time, you can't take away from how good of an era this was. So yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for rage, a lot of these rappers wouldn't have came up the way they did, because they kind of used this genre to propel themselves forward. Whole Lotta Red would go on to drop Christmas 2020, which is a huge, obviously rage and punk filled album, and the following year, 2021, would honestly be the year of rage. Ken Carson would drop Teen X Relapse with another breakout song, High as Shit. You got Uno the Activist, who's starting to give us music in this rage lane. And then you got a guy like Ken, who I think was making his best music at the time. As the year is going on and Opium is becoming more popular and more noticeable, Carti's artist Homicide Gang will release their EP Snotty World, and it would gain a little bit of traction. And this is now followed up by Trippie Redd, who is now dabbling his feet into the genre. He released this crazy snippet on IG and people were going crazy for it. And when people asked him who he should put on this song, the comments were filled with nothing but Carti. That's all you saw. So yes, somehow Trippie gets Carti on this song, even though Carti doesn't clear any other verses for people. Trippie would drop this song and the song would go absolutely crazy. Trippie would then take advantage of this and make Mr. Rage his lead single for his next album, Trip at Night, which was filled with nothing but bubbly hyperpop beats that you would hear in a video game. I don't get why people don't like this album. Yes, I can see that Trippie kind of oversaturated it a bit and kind of maybe went overboard, but I ended up liking this album. This was one of my favorites for this year. All while this is going on, Ken and Uno are still giving the rage genre a good rep. As they're going on, one of the originators of the genre releases their highly anticipated project, Project X, in which I think is Ken's second best work up to date and kind of another blueprint for underground rappers in general. As this goes on, we get finally a new rising star that kind of takes this genre up to a new level. After the release of his mixtape 4L and breakout singles Sorry About That and Money Twerk, Yeat would release his album Up to Me. And if I had to pick an essential album for any of the work that Yeat has in this category, it's this album. Because yes, Yeat kind of takes a bit of Whole Lotta Red inspiration. We kind of have Whole Lotta Red production on this album, considering he collabed with producers like Wake Up Filthy. He's able to twist and turn this into his own style and kind of makes another blueprint in this whole underground genre. Up to Me is definitely one of the biggest essentials when it comes to the rage genre and underground music in general. After this, I guess you could say the rage hype kind of died down. I mean, Ken would release Double R, but I don't think Double R really lived up to the hype as it should have. I'd say the main artist who really still kind of carry around this rage sound is Uno the Activist, in which he's given us 2 great rage projects with Universe 3 and Limbus 3. Homicide Gang still carries around this sound. They've dropped 3 full-length projects now. Even though I don't think their album work is the best, I still find 1 or 2 songs that I find myself getting addicted to each project. You got guys like Young KO who could still carry around this sound. I'm not gonna say the genre is completely gone, because we still have glimpses of it in recent work, but it's not done to the exact extreme that it was done in 2021. Now, I went scrolling through the internet with the rage genre to see what people's public opinion is on what are the best projects in this lane. So I went to rateyourmusic.com. I went to genres, went to the hip hop section, searched all the subgenres, and I found the rage section. I wanted to just look at their top 20 and see what they would have and what the people rated these albums. And so they have Whole Lotta Red at number 1, and not gonna lie, I would do the same. I think it is the best rage album that we've had, and we're not even gonna get into the influence that it carries. Number 2, they have Life in Hell by Lancey Foe and Up to Me by Yeat at 3. And this is weird because while I definitely love the album Life in Hell, it is definitely not a rage album by any means. It has maybe 2 to 3 songs at most that are rage, but yeah, this is not a rage album whatsoever. It has a lot of versatility on it. If I had to pick a genre for Life in Hell, I would say it's an alternative hip hop or experimental hip hop type of sound. I mean, there's over 20 tracks on the thing and 2 to 3 songs at most are rage. I wouldn't necessarily call it rage. And then they have Up to Me at 3, in which honestly I would put this at number 2. 3 is a good spot regardless. It has to be top 3, I'm gonna be honest. Number 4, they have Down for the Count by Young Ko. I thought this project was alright. Would I put it at number 4? No, but nonetheless I enjoyed this project, so I can respect the choice. I can respect the placement. Number 5, they have Uno Verse 3 by Uno. Not mad at the pick, I like it. Number 7, they have AGC. Now, A Great Chaos has been climbing the charts. I feel like this is a good spot for the album, and to be honest, it might grow in the future. The 8 and 9 spot, they have 2 Homicide Gang albums back to back with Snotty World and Homicide Lifestyle. I know a lot of people like Homicide Lifestyle, but I feel like Snot or Not is a better project, no? Or is that just a goat meal take? My bad. At the number 10 spot, they have Yokohama, which was a Made in Tokyo and Uno collab project. I'm telling y'all, man, Uno was going crazy that year of 2021. I want to say he dropped 5 projects that year, and all of them were solid. I mean, there was really no lackluster projects. At the 11th spot, they have Real Raw by Jaleel. And yes, I occasionally enjoy Jaleel, but I feel like this project was kind of lackluster. It was just kind of too one-dimensional for me. I thought the project was kind of meh. So yeah, I wouldn't really put this project anywhere near this spot. Shout out to Jaleel though. I fuck with Jaleel. Number 12 spot, they have Limbus 3. I honestly think this needs to be like a top 5 slot, because honestly the rage sound was very tired and burnt at this point, and he would still make a rage album that sounded really good. So yeah, hats off to Uno, to be honest. At the 13th spot, they have Fifth Amendment by Homicide. These people really love them some Homicide, and which, I mean, I get it. When it comes to their projects, they're really pushing this sound really hard and going aggressive at it, so I can understand that they really enjoy it. 14th spot, they have Year of the Ox by Mad Ox. I'm not mad at that selection. 15th spot, they have Dynamic by Bear One Boss. I enjoy some Bear One Boss songs from time to time. At the 16th spot, they have Double R by Can. I feel like this project was kind of a disappointment at the time. I don't know if full-length projects are really Can's thing, I'm gonna be honest, because I felt the same way about Way Too Geeked. It was just not lived up to the hype. Number 17 spot, they have Project X. This needs to be a lot higher in my opinion. Definitely a big blueprint in the rage genre and in the underground. Number 18, they have Afterlife. This needs to be lower. This is not even top 3 Yeat projects. The 19th spot, they have Two Alive. And when you look at Two Alive, you don't really think of rage, to be honest, but when you actually go and listen to the album, you realize there's actually a lot of fucking rage on that album. Songs like Never Again, On the Line, Just Better, Call Me, Smoothtober, Still Counting. Yeah, it's a lot of rage on that album, I can't lie to you. And at the 20th spot, they have Trip at Night. I think Trip at Night needs to be at least a top 5 rage project. I'm gonna be honest, I know a lot of people don't like Trip at Night and they think that it fucked up rage, and you niggas are right, I can't lie, but it's still a good album. I can't lie to you. But yeah, if you guys were wondering what my list of top 5 rage albums would be, I would probably go Whole Lotta Red number 1, Up to Me at 2, A Great Chaos maybe at 3, Limbus 3 at 4, and then Trip at Night at 5. So that would be my list. What would your top 5 rage albums of all time be? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this. Make sure y'all are all following my socials. Follow my Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok, and click that post noti bell on to get notified when I'm posting a video. But yeah, it's your boy Goat Meal. We out.